Ethereum compound and tornado. Let's get into it. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil, where we keep technical analysis short and sweet. So what I like to do actually with Ethereum is go back in time. And as you see, we've been trading this for years. And we're going to point out whenever COVID happened. So COVID, this is what happens with COVID and news and global politics and all that. The market just completely destroyed itself and then started building a little bit of support. We're using this trend line right here, this blue line. I know it's very cluttered, it's a very messy chart, but this is the important trend line that we are trying to hold. During this time, people were getting stimulus checks in America for about $1,300. Told all of my colleagues, buy Ethereum. It's only around $130. In this area, I was throwing stimulus check after stimulus check. And being American Indian, I got another stimulus check, which I threw all into Ethereum at around $139 to around $250. So at that point, it was at its absolute low. Everybody thinks the market's going to nothing. Crypto's just dead. Ethereum's only at $91, when previously we see that its all-time high was all the way up here at nearly $1,400. So this trend line, as we see, is following within these two blue lines, filling out this channel, and then it got support. The 200 EMA on the daily pushed it up. So for every $139, whenever COVID happened, within, April 20th until August 20th, you more than doubled your money. You went up to $450 a coin. Some people would want to sell out. But me personally, I was still following this trend line, and we see that we had a double bottom, the double BBBB that I had written, and then we had a continuation upwards. So the $139 times, maybe 10 with one stimulus check, while other people are out buying shoes and clothes and going on vacations, I'm buying Ethereum, and we see that it double bottomed out, major push up, and continued. And then some people would want to sell out right around here because this was the previous all-time high. That's what this golden star is for. However, you see a little bit of rejection, some support off the CM guppy, building some consolidation upwards, and a continuation push up to around $2,000. Obviously, there was a blow off. It was a really quick push up, pushing further away from the 200 EMA, and then came back down, tested this black upward trend line, and held that as support. We then got a higher low, and with that higher low, a continuation push upward, and we hit all the way up here around $4,358. I was selling out right around here, around $3,800. So for every $139, I got $3,500. And a stimulus check was about $1,300 times roughly 3 for me. You can kind of do the math on how much potential profit within 6 months that was before we had a major crash back down towards its all-time high. Support along with, assuming Bitcoin did the almost exact same thing, pushed it back up to 4,000 and then had a little bit of rejection, and we had this trend line building up. We continued with a higher low, pushed up, and then we had that downward trend line and continuation. Throughout this entire time, you can see it just slaughtered itself. It came all the way back down to $1,000 and then had an immediate push up. So just with this, about 55 days, it went up 120% before retracing and trying to get a little bit more stability. Continuation sideways for a year and a half, 2 years, and then tried to test this high again. Got rejected, held support on the 200 EMA, pushed up, created a lower high, which would then be considered the downward trend line. And we see that once again, when we broke that downward trend line, we had a push up, but could not hold over this previous high, which then again pushed it downwards. So here we are. We are here in July, major push up. The first thing you'd want to be doing is checking the trend line support, which is right here. It is holding that nicely. It's holding above the 200 EMA, CM guppy. It's trying to hold above 3,600 and create that new high above 4,000. We may see a little bit more consolidation, even a potential little bit of rejection, but Not likely, depending on what Bitcoin is going to be doing here in the next couple of days. We can expect with this, the best way that we would see is, in my personal opinion, Fibonacci retracement, taking that high, rough bottom. Let's say that's incorrect. Let's do it from here. So when we break this 4,188, we have a long range to go to 5,800. Beyond 5,800, next stop 8,500, and we clearly see sell motherfucker right here. So somewhere within the $10,000 range is my expectation for Ethereum. We just need to create that new high, potentially a little consolidation before push up. We are a little overbought in the RSI, however, volume is picking up, and we just need to see a little bit more support. That's kind of it for Ethereum, but we're going to move on towards Tornado Cash, where you can actually wash your crypto if you're trying to avoid taxes. Not financial advice, but definitely good advice. So Tornado Cash, its all-time high is $459. Fibonacci retracement, the 618, is right here at the $286. The current price of Tornado Cash, $11.22. We had our entry as soon as it broke this downward trend line, as you see here. Entry was around 740, 750. We saw the little pop up, tested the 200 EMA as support, consolidation, holding support, building a very good amount of pressure. RSI is looking healthy, and we are breaking over that $11 mark. I've been telling you for the past couple weeks, when we break over that $11 mark, the sky is the limit. The first 618 retracement is $26, a little over double your money very quickly, as we see with that one bar, 1 day candle. It was around 1,000% increase for Tornado Cash. So if you want to get some quick gains, this one's definitely been consolidating for a while, but it is never too late. I have reference links for MEXC in the description below. I appreciate it if you use them. But it is the lowest trading fee platform where you can actually buy and trade Tornado Cash and USDT. We are now trying to hold over that $11 mark, and it is very important. We're just getting pressure, just major pressure. This is going to pop soon, but I don't know what else to tell you. Not financial advice, but I highly recommend getting in on some Tornado Cash. And if you even want to wash your money, go for it as well. Tornado Cash, buying it at $11 to wash the money on their platform is definitely not a bad idea. They're in a lawsuit at the moment. Last time they passed the lawsuit was the breaking of this downward trend line in Texas, and we can expect a major pop on Tornado Cash. At least minimum to $26 to finish out the cup and handle is $32. So that is well over 200%. Just keep that one in mind. And then the last one for this video is Compound. Compound is $48. We made about 60% with this little pop right here from breaking this downward trend line, pushed up over the 200 EMA. We sold out right around the $60 mark, came back, gave you an opportunity to buy back in, and we broke over this next downward trend line, and we are trying to test it as support. But Compound also has a very long way to go. When you start comparing Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies, it really makes you wonder what is the best option. But, depending if you want to do risk versus reward, if you're trying to get something that's more stable, the 618 on Compound is $571 for a $50 investment, which is not a bad bet. And just look at that volume picking up. This is about to pop as well. We are building higher lows. We're breaking downward trend lines. We're getting support over the 200 EMA. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you want. Good luck. Have fun with it. See you on the next one.